spooky letters on. I just wanted to very quickly talk about the Welsh government, and how the Welsh government is a little bit different. Mad, but a little bit different. They are competing with, oh, what's that guy in Scotland who, I don't know, for funny reasons, seems really keen on sort of bringing back blasphemy and hate speech. We got rid of blasphemy laws, and I do feel like hate speech is a crafty little way to get them back in. Is it not? Um, Always think about that. Always think about anyone taking a religion into office who then decides that they want to make some laws that would basically bring back blasphemy, and whoever they are, doesn't really matter. But anyway, that's all I want to say about that man. And it's very scary. It's very, very scary. It's very scary that anyone would want to bring hate speech, whether it's new religions or old religions. Not being able to, just basically be able to say that we would like to be able to say what the hell we like without being fearful that we are going to be charged with hate speech. This brings me neatly on to what I want to talk about, which is the Welsh Assembly. Look, any government that wants to bring in blasphemy, hate speech, not being able to talk about this particular religion, is a government who doesn't deserve office. Any government, any religion whatsoever who seeks to silence other people who do not go along with it is not fit for purpose in 2023. The Welsh government basically want to make self-ID something where if you, look, I don't agree with quotas. I know there's loads of women that do agree with quotas. I may have agreed with quotas in the past. I don't agree with them. I think if there's a perfectly good reasons why women aren't involved in politics, and aren't putting themselves in. And many of the times it's because parties are really damn sexist. Look at all the unions. Look at all the left. Why would anyone want to be a politician right now? Advocating for parties that claim they don't know what a woman is. Why would any woman want to join those parties? Why would any woman want to join the Welsh Labour Party, where they don't even know what a woman is? Do we not think that maybe this is a barrier to women in politics? It's not. It's not going to be fixed. Welcoming women is not going to be fixed by having quotas. It's going to be fixed by having policies that they can actually stand for. And right now, what policies could women actually stand for that mildly impacts them in any way, shape, or form? I mean, it just is impossible. Why would anyone want to do that? Oh, I'm going to stand for the Conservative government who apparently won't stop children being coerced into school, that they don't know what a bloody man is, that a teacher stood at the front of the classroom is a bloke and they have to pretend it's not. I mean, who could you trust? This government, this Conservative government, have been in charge for a long time. And in that long time, what we've seen is a decline in schools, is a rise in things like rainbow clubs, LGBT clubs, transgenderism, is a total capture of the syllabus. Why would any woman want to belong to the Conservative Party? Oh, what's the Conservative Party for? Well, I can't think, ladies. And then when it comes to Labour, why would you want to belong to them? They're all absolutely knee deep, gut deep in unions. The unions, like, forget what side you think you might be on of a conflict in the other side of the world. The unions who have not spoken about women being imprisoned and killed in Iran for not wearing a hijab, those unions are now standing up and apparently they've got an opinion on geopolitics. Like, what is that? It's individual people can have their individual ideas, but those claiming to represent collectives of people, they are not supposed to take a side on things that are not directly impacting them. And whatever it is, whatever job that they've been put in front of. Like, the unions have gone along with transgenderism, right? At the expense of women. How can they possibly represent women? And by virtue of that, how can the Labour Party possibly represent women? How can the Green Party possibly represent women. When like castigate Emma Bateman, and it kicked her out the party for knowing what a woman was, for coming to one of my events. And the Liberal Democrats, too busy pickling their balls. Like, we all know about the Liberal Democrats. It seems to be absolutely drowning in AGPs. So maybe that's why women aren't in politics. It's not because there's no quotas. It's because it's made patently clear time and time again that politics is no place to be a woman. If you want to represent women, if you want to stand up for women, it's no place. Which is why I am just waiting for the Party of Women to be registered. I just want to tell you all a little bit of something as well, just while we're here, because it's I just want to tell you, like, right now, to be me. I am properly excluded, apart from the lovely, um, a few lovely women. So I won't name names. But let's just say if they were at Let Women Speak, they're not particularly excluding me from anything. And I have great respect. But I am not in the inner circle. I'm not invited into the inner circle. I've consistently been left out of the inner circle. When women in this movement have a little gathering about all the special people in the special place that they special, I am not included in that. I am repeatedly, purposefully excluded from that. In addition to that, my YouTube channel is 100% throttled. I kept getting banned from TikTok. Somebody else runs my account, but I kept getting banned from TikTok. And we are prevented from having shops on Facebook and Instagram, right? So that's the way I fund everything, right? I don't. Please, if you fancy it, scan the QR code. I'm not going to turn away your money, but it's all about Be the Billboard. So I'm throttled on Twitter. I even search my own name and I don't come up. Now, that isn't everybody. Some people do find me, but people don't get notified of my activities. There are some men kind of in this sort of field who don't quite do the same. Well, they're not activists. They are chatty men. They speak about stuff. They're not throttled. Their channel's just gone bigger and bigger. All these men who claim to be cancelled, their audience are growing bigger and bigger all the time. Mine absolutely can't, because I'm totally throttled. I'm banned from change.org. If you're new here, let me just tell you. You can't. I'm demonetized completely on YouTube, so you can't buy me a coffee, whatever, through YouTube. You can like, share, and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. You can't find me on Twitter. Most of my content is sort of whatever they call it, sensitive content. So even if you do see my tweets, it's often that you won't see my tweets. On Facebook, I'm totally throttled. I'm not allowed to sell anything. I'm very, very rarely do I manage to boost a post. Bearing in mind, the only way I can actually tell any of you about the way that I fundraise, which is Billboard, is through these sorts of chats. Because if I try and do it any other way, I completely get throttled. I can advertise to people who already have subscribed to my website, so that's all right. I go and do things in the street. The only way I can go and do things in the street is if I'm funded through the things that you buy or the donations that you make. But about 90%, well, probably about 95% of all the revenue that enables me to do anything is because you lovely people want stickers and you want to wear merchandise. So I really appreciate that. Please don't stop. But it doesn't get to me often. It doesn't kind of upset me often, but when it's just like another thing, that I'm just looking, and I'm just looking at the engagement, I'm looking at traffic, and I'm thinking, oh, it's all kind of rapidly declining because of the throttling. Like, my engagement from Twitter used to be, say, 25% of everybody that came to my website came from Twitter. that's gone down. It's about 6%. So that means that fewer people are coming, but fewer people are coming also from Twitter. So it's hard going. And I can't enable someone like Hazel, who spoke so movingly, ruin my makeup so badly. But I can't do that if I can't fund stuff. I can't even run a channel because I've had to get uh really like nuts, crazy expensive internet to enable me to actually do anything from my house because often the internet is unreliable. So I've had to sort of use some of my funding for that. Um and then just it just is it's hard work. Like it's really I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, I come and do work, I get my children off to school, I come and do work. Some evenings I'm doing work, many weekends I'm doing work, many weekends I'm away, going actually providing space for women to speak. So if you do want to continue to hear the inquiries. And, it couldn't have been more international on Sunday. In fact, a woman, I think her name is Ampara, from Spain. She came to one of the first speakers corner that I did, and she was so lovely. And she then at that event met a radical feminist who she's been in touch with, and she gave a speech. And because of that, more people visited her website. And because of that, she's able to actually do some really good campaigning and activism in Spain. And she acknowledges it that might not have happened, if she hadn't come and spoken to everyone at Let Women Speak. So this is what we do. I'm not invited into special places, but I really am so very proud that on Sunday, when Hazel spoke, or we've had other women speak about their non-verbal autistic children, or we've had women speaking, women with disabilities speaking about same-sex care and what it means to them, or we've had detransitioners talk, and in fact, quite a few detransitioners come to Speakers Corner because it's somewhere where they don't feel that they consistently have to apologize for themselves. And I'm really proud of what we do, but it's very, very hard to do to do it at the moment. It's really hard to do it at the moment. Um, I'm not right wing enough to be ingratiated into the right. I'm definitely not left enough to be ingratiated into the left. Um, I'm not mild enough to be ingratiated at the elite tables. Because I just have to speak my mind. And the people I want to speak to the most are you women who live really similar lives to me. That you clean your house. I don't clean my house. Um, but you have really similar lives, and we all, we know that if we sat down and had a drink at the pub, we'd probably get on really well. And there'd be loads of stuff that we would disagree on, but we all appreciate the fact that we want to be able to speak, and that we know that our commonality as women is a really powerful, pretty wonderful thing. And so I want to speak to you. And so what can I say? It's very it's yeah, it's a bit tricky sometimes. So, if you want to see this continue, and I hope that you do want to see it continue, because I think it's pretty extraordinary. When you just it was wonderful. We had women that you will have recognized at Speakers Corner on Sunday, from all over the globe. You will have recognized them, and it's amazing. And those women stand there in amongst everybody else, and everybody's exactly the same, and it's just so lovely. Um, but it's those women who you hear speak who start with shaken voice, and they can barely hold their phone still enough to read the words, and they didn't know that they were gonna be brave enough to speak, and they've just decided that they will, like, that day, sometimes, like, the few minutes before they actually speak. And then they tell us all, when we're all stood there with bated breath, they tell us all that they feel really nervous, and they take a deep breath and they speak, and then loads of us, we stand there and we listen. the whole way through to whatever it is, whatever story it is, and they have no idea and we have no idea before they start speaking what difference they'll make, and they don't either. And then you just see women moved in the crowd, and you just know that the women listening at home, and you read the comments on YouTube, and it will have just chimed absolutely spot on. It will have just meant so much to someone. And that's who this is about. And so when YouTube decide that I can't be searched, I won't be promoted, you can't find me, it's not really about me. I could be any one of us. It's about you. They want to destroy your capacity to be able to talk about this. They want to destroy your capacity to be able to hear about this. They want to make sure that you are never brave enough to talk about it yourselves. They want to make sure that when it comes to what conversations women can have, even in their own private lives and private time, they want to make sure that you don't feel that you're allowed to have those conversations. Because really, what they want to do is they want to destroy you, and they can only do that by destroying me. And I know it sounds nuts, but why else? Why else would I be so important that Twitter doesn't allow me to reach anyone? Doesn't allow my reach to grow? What is it? Why am I being talked about in corridors of power? Why did the whole country, the whole political class in New Zealand turn against me? Try and ban me from the country? It's not because they think I'm the most remarkable person on the earth or I'm scary. They just think that if other women hear a woman talking like this, and whatever next, maybe they'll do the same. And it's totally mind-blowing. 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, I was just thinking about how I could raise the money to get the message, and I was trying to work out where the message would go, and I couldn't afford an advert in the Times, so I thought, "Oh, billboard." And because of that, because I dare to say the things that we all know, I'm banned from I can't make goods through awesome merchandise. I'm not allowed to print a T-shirt through Teespring. Patreon won't allow me to go on there or collect any money. Um, I'm not allowed to advertise things on YouTube. Facebook will let me barely boost a post. Um, I'm not allowed to have a shop on Facebook or Instagram. They keep finding really crazy reasons as to why I'm not allowed to. TikTok cancels my posts, even posts where a Jewish woman is talking about being Jewish. That got taken down from TikTok. Somebody else runs the account. It's not me, and makes all the content. She's amazing, but yeah, and she's really careful what she posts. But often, even interviews that I give on national television are not allowed on YouTube. I was once invited on BBC Radio 4 after I was nearly killed in New Zealand, and then they revoked my invitation. So it's just look, the way you can help, is to be the billboard. And the way we're going to help you is that we know that some of you are your budgets are tight. We know that, and that's why like, share, and subscribe is really, really helpful. So we're going to have this thing called Sunday Sales Drop. And every Sunday at 7 o'clock, we send out an email of codes. And then what will happen, 7 o'clock GMT for the UK shop, and it will be different times for different shops in wherever your location is, United States of America, New Zealand, or Australia. And then what you have to do is you have to be as quick as humanly possible. The codes will apply to different products on the store. And then the first one to get them in the basket gets 50% off, and then 25% off. And then the rest will get 10% off that product until the vouchers have run out. So that's what we want from you. We just want every woman to be able to be the billboard, which is why we now do oversized hoodies, unisex hoodies. We're going to start doing oversized t-shirts, and we do a really nice scoop neck t-shirt that goes up to a 3XL. for you women that want a larger t-shirt but just don't want to wear a man's cut. So, yeah. Anyway, sometimes, it just gets a little bit much to be permanently ostracized from every uh, polite lunch or gathering or drinks party or festival or whatever it is. And I just take it that that's because I'm doing the right thing. So, anyway, that's my moaning over for a Monday. It's a manic Monday moan session. But look, if you can stand beside each other in solidarity, even though you absolutely know that there's numerous things, really important things right now that you disagree on, then I promise we will win. If you can remember, as soon as that party of women gets going, to join up and take your place in some political campaign somewhere where you can be the change that you fancy seeing, where you can no longer sit on the sidelines and moaning about whatever's going on in the game, but you are part of the game, then I promise we will win. And do you know why else we're going to win? Because I never lose.